Today on Fresno State Focus, learn how students are trying to prevent alcohol-related deaths.
Plus, find out how the drought is affecting our Fresno State farms. Hello and welcome to Fresno State. I'm Ashley Majok.
And I'm Juliana Gomez. Nearly 2,000 college students die from alcohol-related injuries each year. A group of Fresno State students are trying to prevent alcohol-related deaths by training in alcohol awareness.
In beer, wine, and liquor, and alcohol has no food value.
From bulldogs to watchdogs, Fresno State students are learning what it means to play it safe with alcohol. The Watchdog program is an alcohol awareness program made to teach students what to do in alcohol-related incidents. The program is in its second semester, and the trainers are covering all the bases in alcohol awareness. In the program, students are taught to look for signs of alcohol overdose and what to do in such situations.
And so yes, we do hope that students will be able to use the information they gain here from our training to hopefully intervene and save the life of a friend. But we also want to give them information and skills so they can actually, kind of preventative skills, so they can actually intervene and prevent things from even getting to the point of being an emergency situation.
The Watchdog program was created after the death of Fresno State freshman Philip Daines. Daines died last year of an alcohol overdose, and programs like the Watchdog program hope to recruit students in helping prevent more alcohol-related accidents.
On top of being able to recognize signs of overdoses, students also become CPR certified for 2 years through the Red Cross.
Oh yeah, I think now that I have taken this, I'm more likely to actually do anything because I at least now know what to do in situations like this.
The program also includes information such as 911 call protocol to know what to expect when that call needs to be made.
The Watchdog program, it's just all about giving students the skills so that they can just recognize when there's a problem. Sometimes it's just about recognizing that there's a problem. And then we want them to be able to respond effectively.
The Watchdog program will have 2 more trainings later this semester. For more information on the Watchdog program, check out the Fresno State website or the Student Health Center on campus. Brian Felix, Fresno State Focus.
If you've ever felt lost in a class and didn't know where to turn for help, we have a solution, SupportNet. Mazzy Muad joins us now to tell us more about the SupportNet program and what it can do for you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
So what is SupportNet?
SupportNet is actually an early alert program, so we provide different resources for students on campus. Some of those resources are referrals to the Tutoring Center, SI. We also provide different support in terms of time management, looking at study aids. If you need help with exams, for example, we look at what your learning style is and try to cater a lot of our tools to that particular student's needs.
So you mentioned referrals. How do you get a referral to SupportNet?
So professors can actually refer their students to us. Students at the beginning of the fall semester, if they are either a disqualification student or on probation, they also get referred to SupportNet as well.
So what if a student has not been referred, but they want to use some of SupportNet services? What can they do?
SupportNet is it's open to all students, so they can come in, they can set schedules to meet with us. We have walk-in Wednesdays between 9 and 4, so they can come in and utilize our services and actually meet with some of our academic coaches and advisors.
So if they were to walk in, let's say they take like a time management service, what do they do there?
So time management, we go over the 2-to-1 ratio. We talk about, what are your classes you're taking this semester. The other thing is that, we know as students, you also have a life outside of school as well too. So we want to factor in, okay, do you work? If it's so, then how many hours do you need to study in order to be a successful student on campus and in your classes?
Okay. Which service is more popular? I know you offer like 3 or 4 different services, so which one is more popular among students?
Tutoring is definitely very popular in the Learning Center. Within SupportNet, we have the academic success workshops, and students actually come in to utilize a lot of that, as well as meeting with our advisors one-on-one or in group advising.
So how do you choose if it's like individually or if you want to do a group setting?
Most of our sessions are actually one-on-one because we want to be able to meet with that student. We focus on academic and also personal counseling as well too. The group advising is more for students who are referred to our office who may be on probation or disqualification.
Okay. Do you get to choose your advisor?
You can select your advisor. You come in, you know, if there's a particular advisor that you've met with before, or you know of, you can choose that advisor. Oftentimes, we just assign the advisor to you. So it's up to the student.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. It was nice talking to you.
All right, thank you.
We have been talking to Mazzy Muau about the services support net offers at Fresno State. Thank you for stopping by.
Fresno State seniors are preparing to graduate, but the bigger question is, what's next? Chloe Nakagawa shows us how one senior Bulldog is gearing up to graduate.
The Fresno State graduation may be months away, but many seniors are getting ready for the moment every student anticipates. Some students may not know their future career path right away, but not senior Bulldog Robert Vaughn. Air Force ROTC Wing Commander Vaughn knew he wanted to fly for the Air Force since his sophomore year.
I joined the Filipino club on campus, and I met some friends there who are in the Air Force ROTC, and they showed me the program, and so I kind of fell in love with it from then on.
Vaughn says after graduating, he will only have 3 months off until dedicating 8 years to the Air Force. Before leaving for the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida, he says he plans on spending time with his mom, dog, and traveling to Australia with his girlfriend.
Not every senior has their plans all worked out after graduation like Vaughn, but the counselors at the Career Services Office are eager to help.
Counselors say students can even access tools online like Bulldog Link and Optimal Resume when preparing for life after college.
A lot of times students, they get a degree, but they don't really know so much what they can do with it. So we try to help give the guidance. We have information.
And the other thing is to start attending events and activities so that they can become familiar with what's out there. If they're going to be looking for a position and start their career, then we have events and programs to help them with that.
Some upcoming events are resume workshops and networking week that will prepare students for life after college. As for Vaughn, he's completely ready to take flight towards graduation. Chloe Nakagawa, Fresno State Focus.
Graduation is almost upon us.
On March 11th and 12th, students can celebrate a couple months early when they pick up their grad box. GradFest, a celebration of Fresno State's graduating class, is set to take place next Tuesday and Wednesday. Boxes filled with Fresno State alumni gear will be passed out alongside the cap and gowns. SmithCap with the SmithCap Alumni Association is putting on the event and says that it's a great way to start the graduation season.
I have a great time at GradFest. It's just a real fun, exciting experience for the graduates. It makes them, realize that, their graduation is only a couple months away.
You can find GradFest in front of the Kennel Bookstore next week.
Blimprov is returning to their roots as they come back to Fresno to perform at the Rogue Festival.
People filled the seats of Frank's Place in downtown Fresno to watch Blimprov make their homecoming debut as the opening act of the Rogue Festival. Whether you've been to a show before or not, no two shows are the same. Nicole McAleese is an avid Blimprov fan who just keeps coming back for more.
Audience participation, and they usually start the show by asking the audience for inspiration to base the entire show off of, or it's actually like inspiration more so than.
It's not only different for the audience members, but for the performers as well. They get different types of responses based on the audience and city they're performing in.
A lot of the people that are watching your show are also improvisers, so they are looking for different things, and they're trying to they're more like watching it as opposed to like being there to enjoy the show. Whereas here, we're out here to have fun, and the audience is having fun with us, and so it's a really good time. It's a really nice, relaxing show.
Kyle Yaskin recently moved to Los Angeles from Miami to further his career in acting. He met a couple of Blimprov members at an iOS improv class and was honored when he was asked to join.
I've seen them a couple of them in class, and it was exciting to step in on a main stage show with like a team that's been around for a while that has a huge following.
Although they've been performing at more venues down in Los Angeles, they say nothing compares to that home crowd feel.
Like any chance we get the opportunity to perform, we eat it up. Of course, we love being home. I get to see my family, I get to see my hometown friends, and perform with them and catch up with them.
To find out more about upcoming Blimprov shows, go to facebook.com/Blimprov or follow them on Instagram @Blimprov.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we have more on the drought in the valley. Plus, find out how to satisfy your hunger in Fresno when we come back.
So you decided to go to Fresno State. Good for you. But you were too insecure to show Fresno State pride? That's a problem. Because you never bothered to show pride in your school, you are shunned by other students. Professors can smell the stench of impending failure on you and take no pity. Even the mass communication students agree you have no future. But all of this could have been avoided if you simply showed your pride for Fresno State.
I am Fresno State.
Fresno State pride. Show it or face the consequences.
We might not see as many crops on Fresno State farms this year because of the drought. Reporter Luisa Marquez tells us the situation is so dismal the president came to the valley to check it out.
California is living through some of its driest years in a century.
And what affects California also affects crops at Fresno State. The director of the Center for Irrigation Technology says Fresno State farmers depend entirely on water from the Sierra snow melt.
Looking at what our water demand for the farm will be, and it's possible that we may have to delay planting of some crops or even fallowing some of the ground, for the first time ever due to lack of water.
David Sodolsky says water from the Kings River gets diverted through canals to this reservoir near Fresno State, and the water level is very low this year. Fresno State is fortunate though. Farmers here can rely on well water, but this doesn't mean they will be able to do the same for the following years because the wells could dry up at any time.
Is this a prolonged drought? Is it going to be a 5 or 10 year drought? We don't know. And if it is, things will get more serious.
The Central Valley farmers, as well as the Fresno State farm, is depending on Mother Nature to send some rain. And although it's been rainy these past days, we still wonder if that will be enough rain to end this historic drought.
The prognostic charts, the forecast charts suggest that we're going to get pretty good slug of rain and snow from these systems, 2 or 3 of them coming in. But it's not enough to break the drought.
Sean Boyd says California supplies 20% of the fresh fruit to the entire nation. In order to continue doing that, the valley needs water. Sodolsky says without rain, people are going to have to start conserving water, or there may not be any crops. Luisa Marquez, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno State is known for being one of the most agriculturally focused universities in America. And as Mikey Sanchez tells us, the university's wine program has become world-renowned.
Really, a student, if they want to double major in viticulture and enology, they can get exposed to the full, from the plantings and trellising to harvest and crush.
For those with a taste for fine wines, the Rue Gibson Farmers Market has a variety of styles and blends, all produced on campus.
The department draws the best students from all over the world. One student, Shai Van Gelder, came to Fresno State after serving in the Israeli National Guard while on deployment.
Faculty. It's the faculty and the equipment that we have here at Fresno State. We have the best faculty. They're always here. They're always willing to help.
The department has a high graduation rate, which Shai credits to the students' hard work.
It's a major that you don't have anybody that really drops out and really goes under and slips under. They want to be winemakers. They want to be the winemakers of tomorrow, and they're very motivated.
The results of this labor can be savored in every delicious glass. Mike Sanchez, Fresno State Focus.
A group of friends is taking on the world of pizza at a local level. Jocelyn Gallardo tells us how these pizza connoisseurs are satisfying their appetite and helping local businesses.
Pizza lovers are uniting for a 10-week tour across Fresno's locally owned pizzerias. Pizza the City is a weekly gathering started by 3 friends after noticing not many people knew about local pizza parlors. Each Thursday since early February, a local pizzeria is chosen for this group of pizza connoisseurs to gather at. Organizer Angel Moreno says after telling friends and developing a Facebook page, it wasn't long before they saw a weekly increase in attendees.
It's just a way to bring people who love pizza together in one place and celebrate the fact that they love pizza.
The group is using social media not only to connect with pizza lovers, but to connect with local businesses.
We'll let them know, hey, we're coming. That way they can prepare, but then also they can create a relationship with their new customers and their new fans.
The group gathers at the Chosen Pizzeria on Thursday around 7:30 at night.
Once here, everyone discusses their favorite toppings, the business's specialty, and how the cost will be split. There's only just one rule: everyone shares.
They aren't just satisfying their hunger, but want to bring a conscious effort of eating and buying locally. Attendee Dylan Savory says a lot of chain restaurants come to Fresno and everyone forgets about locally owned businesses.
We felt that there's just a lot more places that could use the exposure, and many places around here are really good pizza, but everybody orders from the same few places.
If you're interested in participating or want more information, you can visit facebook.com/pizzathiscity. Jocelyn Gallardo, Fresno State Focus.
Two Fresno State students might have the solution to your hungry needs. Hungry Dog delivers food and groceries right to your door. The delivery service was an idea cooked up by Fresno State students Sarah Remus and Cody Scheidt. Remus came up with the idea, told her partner about it, and they began the business in mid-November. As soon as they gained publicity, they were surprised at how fast they were getting orders.
And we started getting orders in like the first 5 minutes of being online. I don't know if people were being serious or not, but it was kind of stressful for us because we were just like, whoa, slow down.
It's easy to place an order, call, text, or go on their website, input the information, and within minutes someone will contact you to confirm your order. You can find them at hungrydogdeliveryservice.webs.com.
They started from the bottom, and now they're the most improved chapter in the region. Here to tell us how they did it is former Silver Wings president Parm Jahal. Thank you for joining us, Parm.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so before we get started, can you tell us what exactly Silver Wings is?
Yes, ma'am. Silver Wings is a professional national organization. It's dedicated into making civic leaders through community service and national defense knowledge.
Okay, and it's kind of military-based, but you don't have to want to go into the military to want to join it, correct?
Yes, ma'am. We have a lot of civilians. Majority of our membership, over 50%, 51% of our membership has to be civilian. And basically what we want to do is just reach out to the community and, you know, through that, be able to learn discipline and learn civic awareness. And, you know, when you're around those people and you see the people that you care about in your community and the impacts you make, such as Saturday sports, what we do every Saturday, help out underprivileged youth, make sure they get a meal and try to guide them in the right directions, or circuit science, where you help out young kids that are interested in science, math, technology, engineering, and we get to teach them about it. You realize that you want nothing more than to be able to protect them. And through that, we learn national defense and why it's important that we have Air Force, why we have the Army. And so then you take those tools and you go into the real world and you can apply that knowledge and take it to anywhere you go.
Okay, so it sounds like a great club, but why was there a need to revamp it and remodel the club?
Well, when I first got here at Fresno State, it was just kind of stagnant and not there. We had the title, but it wasn't really doing its mission. And we've seen that a lot of Fresno State clubs have stepped up. As you see, yesterday we had Kids Day. There was amazing turnout, and I'm glad that Silver Wings was able to be a part of that. And we feel you always want to be diverse. That's the goal of Fresno State. And we felt like it needed diversity because you see ROTC cadets and you really don't know what they're doing, and you want to know a little bit about them. Well, through Silver Wings, we could connect through the public and let them know what they're about and what we're about. We have a booth on campus, and we're always willing to talk. And you know, we encourage everyone to stop by. We'd love to have a conversation.
Okay, well, thank you. We've been talking to Parm Jahal about Silver Wings. If you want to know more about Silver Wings, contact new president Justin Kennett at justinkennett@yahoo.com.
Coming up in sports, the Fresno State equestrian team swept its home tournament. Also, the men's basketball team retired a Hall of Famer's jersey. Stay tuned for sports with Jillian Bertolucci.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly constructed Henry Madden Library, which has a massive collection. The Save Mart Center, which is our sports venue and one of the best attended in the entire country. We're absolute pioneers in the agricultural sciences, having led to the production of the first university winery and drawing in a diversity of students to achieve academic success over the past 100 years. And you know, I wish I had time to tell you about everything else, but in reality, I think you're just going to have to come see for yourself.
I am, and always will be.
Welcome back to Fresno State Focus. I'm Jillian Bertolucci. This week, Fresno State women's rugby team is practicing for their last Pacific West home competition of the season. Over the last few years, the team has rapidly grown into the largest sport club on campus. You can watch this fast-paced, hard-hitting sport this Saturday at Holman Park, found at West and Sierra Avenue. The team will be playing University of San Francisco. Kickoff is at 10 a.m. For more information, go to FresnoStateRugby.com. The Fresno State equestrian team recently hosted a two-day tournament on its home dirt. I spoke with the team about the results and the work that they have to do for game day.
The Fresno State Bulldogs swept their home tournament, beating Southern Methodist University and upsetting the #2 ranked Baylor Bears. The victory over Baylor fell on junior rider Bridget O'Leary's shoulders. The teams were tied 7-7, and O'Leary's match point won the game. The winning point was also O'Leary's first ever career point.
We've been really trying to work hard and put in the effort to beat Baylor, and we did it today. I'm really proud of my team.
There was much more, however, to an equestrian match than the victory inside the arena. Most of the time is spent here in these stables, taking care of the much bigger athletes. The girls arrived to the Student Horse Center on campus hours before game time. They have a list of tasks to complete to get the horses ready. They often stay hours after the competition as well to clean the horses and prepare them for the next game. Senior rider Belle Calkin says most people do not know how much work game day actually requires.
You have to take them out again and clean them and brush them and pick out their feet, make sure that they're fit enough to go out and ride, and then we go out and practice and bring them back.
Caring for the horses is just as important as the games. Without them, the girls cannot compete. Senior rider Hillary West says for the girls, it's just another part of the job.
I mean, it's like the horses do so much that it's just a normal part of it. Like, we care for them.
Even after securing the victory over Baylor for the Dogs, post-game for O'Leary was no different. Like her teammates, she celebrated in the stables by taking care of the athletes who helped her win.
And after the two wins, the equestrian team is now ranked #8 in the nation. Joining us today from the team is junior rider Bridget O'Leary. Welcome, Bridget. So as we saw, your match point won the game over Baylor, upsetting the #2 ranked team. They're now ranked #7. How did that feel?
It was great. I didn't really know when I was going in, so when I walked out and everybody started cheering and freaking out, I knew that something big had happened, and being the last one in there, I figured that we had won.
Were you happy that you didn't know?
Yeah, I was really happy. One of our team captains was actually shooing people away because she knew that they were going to come up and try to, okay, you got this on your shoulders, so I was really happy that they didn't tell me.
Well, as I mentioned before, you guys are now ranked #8 in the nation. Baylor's dropped to 7. What is the morale on the team?
It's very high. We're ecstatic that we won, and we're looking forward to our competition in South Dakota at the end of the month, and then our scrimmage this weekend against Cal Poly. We're really excited. We're ready to win.
Well, as we saw, you guys have to put on a lot of work on game day, but tell us what an average day is like for an equestrian team member.
We take care of the horses. We have a lot of chores that we have to do. So we clean all the stalls for our 35 horses. We have practice and workouts and study table. So we pretty much manage our time down to every last minute.
Well, I'm very happy that your hard work paid off. That was the last home competition for the equestrian team, but you can catch them one last time for a scrimmage this Saturday against Cal Poly. It was a big night on Saturday for Fresno State men's basketball. Former head coach Jerry Tarkanian, alumni, and current seniors were honored. Renee Santos has more on the memorable evening.
It was the return of the alums as ex-Bulldogs took center court at the Save Mart Center.
Had a great time while I was here. Had a great career. I was lucky enough. Coming out of high school, I didn't know where I was going to go to school, and having the opportunity to come here and play and do as well as I did, it makes me proud.
I think it's one of those situations where everything's a perfect storm, and it's just going to be a great night, a great crowd. We hope we can perform well and people, remember us a little bit.
The alumni game soon turned into senior night. Senior guards Ellen Huddleston and Tyler Johnson were both honored, presented with plaques as a token of their success in the men's basketball program.
The night was not only special for ex-Bulldog players and seniors, it was also a special night for Hall of Fame coach Jerry Tarkanian.
The Hall of Famer who coached from 1995 to 2002 now has a retired jersey hanging from the rafters inside the Save Mart Center.
Because of what he did here as a coach, also getting this building built and the support that he had behind getting this building built. Again, just a way to give back to him and say thanks for all you've done, Coach, and what you've done for this community. I think is always a great thing to be able to do.
The evening full of excitement turned into a night to honor. At the Save Mart Center, Renee Santos, Fresno State Focus.
So Ashley, you attended the game this Saturday. How was it?
I actually did. It was an exciting atmosphere when they came out and presented the jersey from the ceiling to Tarkanian. It was really heartfelt, and his wife's speech was actually really good. It left him pretty speechless. He wasn't even able to do his own speech.
Well, that was the first actual jersey that Fresno State has ever retired, so it's awesome that you guys got to witness history.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't know we even had a number 2 jersey, and I guess it's the reason why no one wears it is because it's his.
Yeah, and I also loved how they took away the curtains. It made the Save Mart Center look so much bigger, and you could feel the energy.
I totally didn't even know the Save Mart Center was that big until I looked up and saw all the extra seats, and I was like, oh, that exists. That's cool.
Well, next week on Fresno State Focus, one of Fresno State's best kept secrets, a student-run floral shop.
Plus, find out why a Fresno State student has been named College Entrepreneur of the Year.
Also, learn about the new car ride service, UberX. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on Fresno State Focus.
So,
what you guys think?